So this quote or this analogy, which basically tells the purpose of derivatives or how the derivative contract or any investment, how or any investment to flow in the market. See, that means some says the world will end in fire and some says in ice. So we can divide the entire investor into two type. Basically, those who have optimistic about a market and those who are pessimistic about the market. And in stock market, we call it as a bull and bear. The people who expect in the future the price of the particular product will increase, so they are called as a bull. And the people or the investor who expect the price of particular product will fall in the future, they were called as a bear. So only when these two people are exist, the market will exist. Otherwise, there is no need of any market. Some people, two people, two different type of people with two different opinion construct any market. It may be a cash market or a stock market or even a derivative market. So with this quote, we can start the concept of derivative contract. See, the basically in investment, we know the main concept or component for any investment is risk and return. So every product, it may be whether it is listed in the stock market or in the normal day-to-day business, every product has risk. So there is no investment which has no risk. Of course, any, for example, you can take even a savings bank account. It is not a complete risk-free investment. It has also some sort of risk. So therefore, we instead of using risk-free investment, normally we use a riskless investment. We cannot use the term called risk-free because every investment has its own level of risk. So therefore, we call it as a riskless investment. Consider in a normal day-to-day business also. Take rice. Rice. The price of the rice for it may varies from day to day. You can consider. You can see that the price for the rice per kg today may be more compared to the price of the rice per kg when compared to last before 1 year. So it increased or it may decrease. There is a fluctuation in the price of the product, every product, including investment. If you take investment avenue like stock equity, the price of one company increased or it fluctuate by day wise or for per hour also. Some stock have high volatile when compared to normal equities. So the volatility is common. Volatility is depends or it varies from one product to another. So normally here, what we do normally investor, they try to avoid or they try to minimize the risk involved in any product. They wanted to reduce, either it is not possible to complete elimination of risk from the investment. So what we can do, we can reduce our risk by taking some measures, or by taking some strategies we can reduce it. So with that purpose, the stock market or what we SEBI, Security Exchange Board of India, they introduced one type of contract that is called derivatives contract. So the main purpose of derivative contract is to reduce the risk involved in any investment or trading. So, in this whole semester, we are going to discuss how derivative market help us to hedge the risk or to reduce the risk involved in our portfolio. So there are different types of derivative contract are there. Each contract has its own features, and with that unique feature, how we can get benefit. So and together, and also we are value, how to value those contracts, we are going to discuss with the help of some basic models. So first we'll discuss what do you mean by derivatives. uh, See, the definition, if you look at the definitions of derivatives, a derivative can be defined as a financial instrument whose value depends on the values of other or more basic underlying variables. So derivative is nothing but it is a contract. It is a financial contract or financial instrument whose value means its value depends on the values of other underlying asset. So it has no its own value, but its value is depending upon the value of its underlying asset. Take example for equity shares of ITC company. Equity shares of ITC company, its value is depending upon the intrinsic value of ITC company only. So stock, you can see the demand and supply for particular stock. So based on demand and supply of ITC company stock, the value derives. So that is its own value, its intrinsic value, or its a market value. We can call it as a market value. But for derivatives, derivative is a contract. Its value is depending on other underlying asset. So there are many underlying asset we can contract. So we'll discuss what are the asset we can trade under a derivatives market. If you look at other definitions, like a derivative is a simple financial instrument which has value determined the price of something else. So the Security Exchange Regulation Act 1956 defines derivatives to include a security derived from debt instrument, share, loan, whether secured or unsecured, instrument or contract for differences or any other form of securities. So here, first you have to understand what are the underlying assets are there for derivatives market. Under derivatives market, there are underlying assets like equity shares. We can trade equity shares, and we can trade gold, and we can trade price index, like consumer price index or stock index, like Nifty. So we can trade all those instrument. Those instrument or those asset are called underlying asset. So that depends, if the value of those underlying asset increased, and any contract taken under those contract also increase. So there is a correlation between the price of underlying asset and the price of particular contract. See, in simple words, derivative is a financial instrument whose price is dependent upon a derived from the value of underlying asset. So here underlying asset or the name of some of the underlying asset are given. I'll Okay, see, the stock is one underlying asset. You can see stock is one underlying asset, and bonds underlying asset, and commodity also underlying asset. So these are the normally we can trade these particular instrument in cash market also. So what do you mean by cash market? You know cash market. So this is cash market, and we can do this considered as a, sorry, derivative market. Divide into cash market and derivative. This is cash market, and this is um, derivative market. Consider I want to trade equity stock of, take, sorry, equity stock of Tata Motors. This is a Tata Motors share price, and now the consider stock price of is 100. Stock price of Tata Motors is 100 in cash market. Just a minute. Okay. Okay. Cash market and derivative market. Okay. And Tata Motors, its market price in consider 100. Now it's not 100, it's around 100,000, but for example we'll take 100. In cash market it is 100. So what is derivative market? In derivative market, as I said, there are different types of derivative contract are there. That is a forward contract, future contract, and option contract. So uh, here, if I take the future contract of Tata Motors, future contract of future, F means future contract of Tata Motors, and I want to buy future contract of Tata Motors. So here, what is the underlying asset? Underlying asset is nothing but the stock of equity stock of Tata Motors. Equity stock of Tata Motor. So this is spot market or cash market. Normally we trade in equity shares. So if you consider this is derivative market, so in derivative market I can take future contract, option contract, and also a forward contract. So if I take a future contract of future contract of Tata Motors, so underlying asset is nothing but equity shares of Tata Motors. So that is called underlying. Likewise, we can take uh, contract of bonds and commodities, currencies, and interest rate, and like and some other agricultural product, rice, wheat, oats, like that. We can trade contract in agriculture product also. And normally we that the more popular a derivative contract happens in international business is with the help with interest rate. Normally whoever trading in international business, they involve a lot of import and export. They have to make payment in different currencies or different currencies. Yes, different currencies. For US dollar, they consider US dollar, they have to trade US dollar against rupees. You know that the price of rupees against a dollar, it fluctuate day, it fluctuate, there is a high volatile. It fluctuate by day wise or by hourly. So whatever. So for an importer to what to reduce the risk involved in the exchange rate, that is the contract taken place in today, but he need to make payment in after 1 month. The after 1 month the US dollar may vary. So in order to eliminate that volatile, he can enter direct contract, he can enter into future contract, or he can enter into forward contract. So that is the basic purpose. So these are the underlying asset. If this the price of this underlying asset increase, then the price of derivative contract also increase. So derivative contract does not have its own value. It entirely depend on the price of those underlying asset in the cash market. And here derivatives cannot exist without the underlying asset. As I said, if there is no underlying asset, there is no derivative contract. And derivatives do not convey any ownership in the underlying asset. Same example of Tata Motors. If you purchase equity shares of Tata Motors in the cash market, you get ownership. But here, if you purchase any derivative contract of Tata Motor, you do not get ownership of Tata Motors. You just get that contract only. You can make only profit from that. You cannot get voting rights of Tata Motors. You cannot attend the general body meetings. So that is the one difference. If you can compare with the derivative market and cash market instrument. And the settlement system in derivative market is you can settle in both physical delivery, you can uh, deliver physical delivery, and you can do cash settlement also. Physical delivery means if you involve exchange of gold. Consider gold, I want to purchase gold after 1 month, so I enter into future contract with somebody. So I tell him I need 10 grams of gold and I'll give 4,000 per 10 gram. I don't know what exactly price. Consider 4,000 per 10 gram. So after 1 month, I have to give 4,000 for him, and he will give 10 grams of gold. So that is called physical delivery. You can exchange money with goods. I get gold and he'll get cash. And one more settlement is there in derivative market, that is cash settlement. Cash settlement means instead of exchanging goods with cash, you can what exchange the difference of the uh, difference of determined price and the market price. Determined price means at the time of entering into contract you can decide I will purchase this particular product in future days at this price. So that is called determined price. And what is the spot price? At the date of maturity, it means at the date of execution of the contract, you can see the what is the market price. So the difference between the predetermined price and the market price at the time of execution of contract, we can consider it as a profit or loss. So instead of exchanging goods with cash, you can just hand over the profit or loss between the two parties. If the profit made from the contract is 500, just transfer 500 only, rupees 500. So that is cash settlement. So here you have two options. Either you can settle your contract with physical delivery, physical exchange, or you can pay it the difference amount in the form of cash. And next, see derivatives in India. This concept we will discuss in the last unit, the evaluation of derivatives contract in India as well as in the world. And as you can see, this is the milestone in the development of Indian derivative market. Yeah, this one is important here. Two types of derivatives market are there, that is exchange traded contract and over the counter market. Exchange traded contract and over the traded. What do you mean by exchange traded contract? Exchange traded contract is nothing but the contract taken place in the stock market. So this is contract taken place in the, sorry, in the stock market, and this is over the, this is not taken place in the stock market. So exchange traded contract means the contract, any contract which takes with the help of or uh, with the mediating of exchange traded board, then it is called exchange traded contract. And the contract which is not taken with the mediation of trading regulation or with the mediation of trading board, then it is called over the counter market. So we can see in derivative market, forward contract is the over the counter market. Forward contract is not taken place in, it's not taken place in stock market. Normally forward contract is over the counter, so there is no regulations or rules for forward contract. But future contract and option contract will execute or will what the contract will take place in with the help of exchange traded boards. So that is basically two types of derivative market. One is exchange traded contract, those contract which takes with the help of stock market, and over the counter market, those contract which takes without the help of or without the mediation of stock market. These are the three important participants in the derivative market. Depending this classification is made on the based on their purpose. If the purpose of one person is to reduce the risk, then he is called as a hedger. And if the purpose of any person who makes profit from the fluctuation of price, then he is called as a speculator. If any person who wants to make a minimum profit from the difference in the price among two different market or two or more different market, how this possible? See, you know that arbitrators are take advantages of difference between two stock market. So in India we have two stock market are there, that is Bombay Stock Exchange and National Stock Exchange. So normally if you observe a particular stock, the price will be differ, it's not much difference, but you can find a slight difference in the price of in the listed in National Stock Exchange and listed in Bombay Stock Exchange, a small difference. See, these type of trader arbitrator, they take advantage. What they do, they purchase particular stock in one market, consider Bombay Stock Exchange, and sell it in the other market where it has listed in high price. Consider the Tata price in National Stock Exchange is 100, but in Bombay Stock Exchange it is quoted at 101. So what they do, they purchase at National Stock Exchange for 100 rupees and they sell it in sorry, Bombay Stock Exchange for 101. So they make a small profit, that is 1 rupees. Of course, for one contract it is one. So they may purchase a huge number of lot or units. So they make a reasonable profit from the price difference. So these parties are called as arbitration. Hedger is a person who try to reduce the risk by undertaking the contract. So that is called hedger. And speculator, he makes profit with the help of high volatile in the market. That is means he purchase when the market price is low and sell it when the market price high, and he take short position when the market price is high, and he repurchase when the market price falls. And arbitrator, he takes price difference in the two market and makes a reasonable profit. As I said, the basic purpose of derivative contract is to hedge, to minimize the risk. The government of India or the SEBI, they introduced the main purpose is for the introduction of derivative is to hedge the risk involved in their portfolio. But later days it used for different purposes, and you can see now the derivative contract is one of the riskiest investment when compared to cash market. First it introduced for the purpose of risk hedging, but now it is one of the riskiest investment. So the investor of India or the investor, they made derivative contract as a speculative investment rather than using for the risk management. So there are some basic purpose of derivatives contract are listed. That is, the first one is derivative transaction. One party loss is always another party's gain. Of course, it is same in the case of a cash market also. One person's gains is other person's loss in normal trading and investment. And the second purpose is, the main purpose of derivative is to transfer risk. As I said, it is the main purpose is for hedging from one person to or one firm to another, that is to provide insurance. And this derivative, the first introduced among farmer. And this basically it is introduced in 1845 in Chicago Board of Trade. They introduced among the farmer, because the farmer, he cropped the plant for around 3 months, but there is no guarantee for farmer. He can crop the and he can crop the and he can what get the yield, but there is no guarantee for he will get a perfect or a correct market price for that yield. So to protect the interest of the farmer, in 1845, Chicago Trade Board introduced. And what they did, they made contract with the farmer. That is, they have to sell their crop to that board, and board will give a predetermined price. So the farmer, it is the contract between, it was a contract between farmer and a board. So farmer has to sell their crop after 2 months or 3 months to the board, and board will give a predetermined price. That predetermined price will be determined or decided at the time of entering into contract. So at the time of maturity of the period, or at the time of execution of the that particular contract, the farmer has to sell. There is obligation. The farmer has to sell that crop to the board at the price they determined or they decided, whatever the market price at that time. They have to sell that crop to the board at the decided price. Likewise, board also has to buy that crop from the farmer at a predetermined price, whatever the market price at the time of execution of the contract. So there is both will get what equal benefit. Both get equal benefit from that contract. And here derivatives, and next purpose is derivatives improves overall performance of the economy. It in the way of increasing efficiency in the market. Derivative, of course, it improve the overall performance of the economy. And here we can reduce the price risk involved in any contract. So that is one more purpose of the derivatives contract. So you can see here one annotation. It is not literally example for the derivatives. Consider if you get reimbursement, there is a reimbursement program for college credit. That means if you score, then the company reimburse 100% of cost for an A. That means 75% of cost for B, and 50% for C, and A% anything less. Consider if you're a student, if college decided to reimburse your fees, that is 100% reimburse if you get A grade, and 75% of your fees if you get B grade, and 50% for a C, and 0% for anything less. So at that time, student definitely they will do their hard work. They will so there is a guarantee, or there is a insurance or assurance for students for their effort. So same way derivative also helps for the farmers and for the trader, or for the businessmen, by assuring their what their effort. So there is a definitely, they will definitely get some part of, or some portion of profit. So of course they may lose if the market price go higher than their predetermined price, but there is a guaranteed return, or there is a guaranteed profit for a trader from the derivative contract. And yeah, the term right, of course, that depends upon the type of contract. In future contract, both the parties get obligation. There is no right, but in option contract, they will get right. So we will discuss while discussing each type of contract, what right they will get in each contract. Yeah. Now, if you see the application of derivatives contract and practical implication of derivative contract, that is the first one. These all these concept you will understand once you read what exactly derivatives contract, and what are the different types, and how it works in practical way. Unless otherwise, if you don't understand what how the derivative contract will work in the practical, it is very difficult to understand in theoretical. See here, the first one is provide leverage such that small movement in the underlying value can cause large difference in the value of derivatives. So in derivative contract, they will give leverage, that is exposure. We call it as exposure. Uh, Even if you have 100 rupees, with 100 rupees you can purchase 1000 worth of contracts. So here in derivative contract, there is no need to pay full amount to enter into contract. You just pay the margin amount, that is normally 10% of the total value of the contract. If the total value of the contract is 1 lakh, then you have to pay only 1000 to purchase 1 lakh worth of product in the derivative contract. So it gives more leverage. So when you give more leverage, you can get the benefit. See, if you purchase 1000 worth of goods and it makes consider 10% of profit, the profit amount is only 1000. If you enter the derivative contract and with 1000 you can purchase 1 lakh worth of product, and then if you get 10 again 10% of return, then see here the profit is on 1 lakh, it is 10% means 1000. See the difference, you made profit 900 extra when compared to cash market. So that is the one benefit involved in a derivative contract. And next one is speculate and make profit if the value of the underlying asset moves with expect. Yeah, we can make speculation, especially in future contract. You know that in the future market, if you have a strong feeling that in the future the market will follow, so what you can do, you can enter into future contract and take short position. You can take short position, that means you 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 tell the market that market will fall in the future. So it is like a betting, you are making bet with market. So in the next 1 month market will fall, so you can enter the contract. If the market fall, then you make profit. If market increase, then you make loss. So that is the basic fundamental in the speculation business or speculation as trading. Then hedge a risk in the underlying by entering into derivative contract. As I said, you can hedge. If how we can hedge, a simple way, consider you have already have 100 stocks of uh, any company. Take Tata Motors, take 100 stocks of Tata Motors. You purchase, consider you purchased at 300. You purchased at 300, and uh, in the future, after 1 month, you have feeling that in the future the market price of the Tata Motors will fall. So what you do, what you can do in order to protect your portfolio, you can enter an alternative contract. You can enter an alternative contract, future contract. That is, take same stock, take future contract of Tata Motors, future contract of Tata Motors by taking opposite position. See, in cash market, you purchased means you are holding the stocks, so that means you are in long position. So that is called long position. If you purchase the stock, that is called long position. What you can do, if the market price of the Tata Motor fall in the future, you can enter into future contract and take short position, reverse position. So what, ultimately it eliminate the profit or loss from the fall in the market. So if the market fall, consider if the market will fall in the future as you expected. So in your cash market portfolio, uh, it will show loss, but in future market portfolio it will show profit with the same amount, because the underlying asset is the same, that is Tata Motors. So that is the way how we can hedge the risk involved in derivatives market. So these concept, all these concepts we will discuss in the further unit also, but just to brief, to understand what you mean by hedge of risk. And then obtain exposure to the underlying where it is not possible to trade in underlyings. See, in derivative market, we can trade not only a financial instrument but also non-financial instrument like weather indication, rainfall, the amount of rainfall. We can trade based on the amount of rainfall. You can bet. So there will be heavy rain tomorrow. So there is indices index for rainfall also, rainfall index. So based on index, we can trade by taking weather derivatives. So there are weather derivatives are there, temperature and rainfall. All those there are indices for all those. You can take indices of weather derivatives and you can trade. So the option is much higher when compared to a cash market. In cash market, we can trade only equity shares or debt instrument. But in derivatives, see, there are you can trade agricultural product also. You can trade non-financial real estate items like land and uh, gold, silver, and billions. Anything you can trade. Yeah. So in the next class, we'll discuss what are the types of financial derivatives contract. So there are three important financial derivative contract are there. That is forward contract, future contract, and option contract. We'll see in the next class. Now, if you have any doubt, you can ask. Yes, if you have any doubt, if you are there in that class,
No, sir, no doubts.
no doubt. Okay. I'll share material in Google Classroom. Find it, okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank
Okay,
you.
sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.
Sir.